Baki, a series based on martial arts, so of course there would be a diverse supply of abilities that all have their own strengths as well as weaknesses. But which one of these abilities are the strongest? There are quite a few things that factor into each ability, such as situational adaptability. And for the number 10 spot, I have the sumo god himself, Sukune's Aba range, which is essentially a sumo throw, but this is much more powerful than your average throw. Utilizing his legendary grip strength that can turn coal into diamonds, this technique turns any point on the skeleton into a MUSASHI belt. And this technique allows Sukune to be ready for many different situations, whether it's from below, above, or even on equal ground. Meaning Sukune could flip the tables at almost any moment. Sukune can grab a hold of the opponent's ribcage, lift, and slam them headfirst into the ground by also using his formidable physical strength. The Abarange is often Sukune's finisher move, and for a very good reason as well, considering this move is so powerful that it can move almost any opponent. This throw even had the likes of Jack Hanma headfirst into the ground. And for the number 9 spot, I just had to go with Biscuit Oliva's ball technique, in which Biscuit almost acts like Pac-Man. By manipulating his muscles, Biscuit Oliva can enter this bizarre form, almost becoming a whole sphere in the process, and while being inside of this state, it's nearly impossible to damage, let alone nudge Oliva, because of the fact that his muscles are tensed up to such a degree that they repel oncoming attacks. And this is also the same technique that allowed Oliva to withstand a direct hit from Baki's Gautai Jutsu and a spinning back kick easily while receiving next to no damage. And even though at first glance this technique looks like a purely defensive technique used to absorb attacks, it also functions as a counter-attacking move. And by quickly opening himself up and grabbing onto his opponent, Oliva can devour them with his muscles in a way that is very similar to Pac-Man. And once inside the ball, the opponent can quickly be squeezed and incapacitated. And for number 8, I have Mach Punch, used mainly by, but not restricted to Katsumi. And this move happens when a character aligns his joints in order to perfectly deliver singular or even multiple punches that are all so fast that they break the sound barrier. Kaio Kaku has even stated that the Mach Punch can travel at the minimum speed of Mach 78, meaning Mach 100 is a possibility with this technique, which is pretty difficult to even grasp. However, this technique, just like most others, does have a downside, and this one is especially rough. While being able to throw punches that are so fast that they can break the sound barrier is an amazing upside, the impact will most likely destroy the user's hand. And there is also another form of this technique which is named Hitless Blow, but this form of the technique is pretty counterintuitive due to its tendency to completely mangle the user's arm afterwards. And for number 7, I have Poison Hand, used by Ryukao Yanagi. This is an extremely dangerous and risky technique due to the deadly and fatal effects that the victim experiences when hit by this ability, as well as the strict and excruciating conditions and steps taken by the user while carrying out the ritual. And also, this technique is one of the very few that almost took out Baki Hanma, and the downside of this technique is very strict. After this ability is used, the user must dip their hand inside of an antidote every 7 minutes during the day and every 9 minutes during the night, while also still repeatedly jabbing their hand into the poison stand after each detoxification. And as for number 6, I just had to put Sanchin. And in truth, Sanchin is a karate kata where the user concentrates on stance, breathing, and stability in order to take blows with little damage. It is said that this technique requires much training in order to use it effectively, and that the user must train his mind, body, and spirit in order to withstand the blows. And the reason that I believe this ability is so strong is because it allows the user to withstand pain physically and mentally, which I believe is one of the most important traits to have as a fighter in Baki, as this allows the fighter to fight past his limits. And for number 5, I have one of my personal favorites from the drippiest character in the Baki series, Karu Hanayama's Vice Grip. Thanks to Hanayama's superhuman grip strength, Hanayama can do great damage to his opponents. And while using this ability, Hanayama grabs his opponent's body parts, such as an arm or a leg, and then Hanayama holds this body part so tight that it explodes due to blood restriction, rendering that body part completely useless on most occasions. And even though this ability is incredible, Hanayama's vice grip was proven to be ineffective on fighters with a high pain tolerance like Baki and Katsumi, who were still able to fight with Hanayama even after he had used this move on them. And for number 4, I have Aiki. Aiki is a Japanese martial arts principle or tactic in which the defender blends with the attacker, then goes on to dominate the assailant through the strength of their application of internal dynamics or ki energy to affect techniques, blending with an attacker's movements, allowing the Aiki practitioner to control the actions of the attacker with minimal effort. One applies Aiki by understanding the rhythm and intent of the attacker to find the optimal position and timing to apply a counter technique. And this ability allows physical size to not be too much of a factor, and if anything, the Aiki user could actually use a size difference against his opponent. And now, the top 3, the strongest abilities in Baki. And for number 3, I have Baki Hanma's Total Precision. This ability allows Baki to control every part of his body with extreme precision. This includes controlling his muscles, bones, and nerves to perform actions with incredible accuracy and efficiency, allowing Baki to perform techniques with perfect execution. And the fact that Baki knows hundreds of fighting techniques only enhances this ability even more. And for number 2, Two Swords as One, used by and created by the legendary swordsman Musashi Miyamoto. And this ability gives Musashi the privilege to have a defensive technique while having an insane offense as well, which keeps Musashi's opponents at bay. This ability makes Musashi Miyamoto almost an unbeatable force, with him even putting up a fight against Yujiro Hanma. And some would even say that Musashi could have even potentially defeated Yujiro if Motobe had not interfered. And now, number 1, the most powerful ability in Baki, and probably the most expected as well. We have the Demon Back. The Demon Back is a technique in which the user very forcefully flexes the back muscles to form the face of a demon. The user becomes many times stronger to their level prior to activation. In every aspect of ability, the user can virtually absorb any hit, and this basically just improves you drastically overall, not much more than that. To be completely honest, the Demon Back is just straight up busted. This move can change an entire character's ability in 1 second. But yeah, that's the entire list. Let me know in the comment section below, what is your list? And if you enjoyed today's video and would like to support me, then you can leave a like and subscribe. It's completely free on your end and helps me out way more than you may think. And if you would like to interact with me, my community, show off your art, drop some memes, talk in general, or maybe even self-promote, then you can join the Discord that can be found in the description box below. But that will be all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching until the end, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!